Hi there and welcome to Magic Hearts Tarot. I am Michelle. I'm going to start off with a Spirit Animal Oracle card. I'm going to start the reading with that. Check on the energy. And we have Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. So there's a couple of things, because we have this and that you're thinking about. So you're a couple of things you're thinking about, and what Spirit wants you to know is that it's true. That these things are happening for you right now, and that what you're feeling, that is, you can trust this. This and that are true. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Koala Spirit. What Spirit has a plan. So it's like, you might not understand what's going on, but it's true. You see what I mean? It's like you got this and that and all this other stuff happening, and Spirit wants you to know there's a reason for all this. We have a plan, and it's what you're feeling. You can trust. This is true. We have Lizard Spirit. Dream the world into being. See, we're talking about your goals, your manifestations, your visions of your way forward. And it's like Spirit is wanting you to know that you can trust and believe in your own personal manifestations. And yes, there are times when we're in the process of manifesting or, working through something, that we get to a place where it's like, is this even possible? Is this even going to happen? And what Spirit, again, is wanting you to know that, yes, it's possible. Trust. So let's get some cards here to clarify. And we have Queen of Ariel. It says, mature, practical, generous, happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Practical and wise advice. You have a plan for yourself and what it is that you're wanting to do. And what Spirit is saying is that you need to take care of yourself. Yes, you do want to take care of others. You want to help your family. You want to do what's best for everybody involved. And you are able to do that. But you also need to make this plan more practical. We have these, all of us, we have big dreams as to what we're wanting. And, nobody is saying that you can't have these dreams, but you also need to have a practical plan in order to be able to achieve them. And what Spirit is saying is that this is possible. This can happen. Just, work through it and have a practical plan. And then we have the Six of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. Exactly. It's like you've stepped into this next chapter, this way forward, right? And you want to continue moving on this pathway. And again, go back to what I was saying about a practical plan. And it's like, keep going. Congratulations. You've done a wonderful job getting yourself to this point, and it's time to move forward, meaning, on to the next project, meaning that you're going to start to incorporate other things and continue with that practical energy, that grounded energy, and that's going to help you to dream the world into being. Dream that world into being that you're wanting right now. And then we have the Nine of Raphael. Make a wish. Dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. Exactly. It's like all these, exactly what I was saying. It's like all these dreams, all these possibilities, all these things you've ever wanted are all possible. Can all happen. But you can't just wish upon a star and hope it happens. Like, that's just not the way the world is. And even Spirit is telling you, there's things that you need to do. There's things that you need to accomplish. There's a plan here. we have a plan for you. You have to go through certain things or do certain things for your soul's growth. Keep going at what you're doing. And also note that it has to have a practical sense to it. Meaning that you can't, you know, say, okay, I'm going to achieve this in 6 weeks, when really somewhere in your mind, it's like, yeah, it's going to take 6 months. You know, don't squeeze yourself into a timeline. Be open to the possibility of it can happen at any time, you know, because if we squeeze ourselves into a timeline, we're setting ourselves up for failure, because we have this expectation of when it's going to happen or how it's going to look, and we can't do that to ourselves. So opening ourselves up to just, you know, the knowing that it's going to happen and not have a timeline will also release ourselves of that anxiety that we get, you know, like, this isn't happening, it's not, this didn't work this way, you know, like whatever we do to ourselves, because I know I do it, right? So it's like we need to release ourselves of, you know, what we feel it's going to look, but know that it's going to happen, and we just need to continue moving forward and choosing, you know, the right way of doing things that's best for us and for others, and that feels good within our soul. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. And this is Archangel Uriel, with stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. Exactly what I was saying. Like, we're taking charge of the situation. We have all these ambitious plans. It's all these things that we want to do, right? And then with the 9 of Ariel, it says, your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. What I'm feeling is that you're on the right pathway forward. Your dreams are being fulfilled, like, one at a time. Just don't expect, like, everything to happen at once. You know, like, because you're, like, in this, you're taking charge of this situation. You're knowing that it's all possible. And you're also seeing that, like, there's things that I need to do on this pathway. That it's not all going to come at me at once. That everything is happening in due time. And we have the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Powerful psychic insight, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. It's kind of like, I know for myself, when I get anxious and I'm unsure, I meditate. I sit with my own energy. I ground myself. I ask Spirit to come in, my angels to help me to understand what's happening, like, what's going on, what do I need to do, what's my step forward. And by doing that, it's going to help you to stay grounded and to not get wrapped up in the anxious energy, like, not allowing that ego to come in and try to tell you, well, if this ain't happening, then that means that's not going to work. You know, like, by grounding ourselves, by getting in the space of, you know, the present moment, it helps us to know that, and to see that, yes, we are on the pathway forward. Dreams that we've had are coming true. Things are happening. Yes, it might not be happening in the certain way that we envisioned it, or it might not be happening in the timeline that we had hoped for, but they are happening. And that's what's going to help us to feel, you know, like, stable, you know, like in charge of our life, rather than having that chaotic energy of, like, the 9 of Swords, like, you know, waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety. 6 of Pentacles. It's like you're working with Spirit. We have, like, it's like this reciprocity, equal give and take. It's like you're doing things, and then things are happening, and then they're opening up more opportunities for you, and then you're doing that. It's like you're working together as into, you know, help you to grow and to move forward. And, you know, and the thing is that, you know, just because things aren't necessarily, you know, working out in the way we had envisioned at one point doesn't necessarily mean it ain't gonna happen, you know? And that's, we need to not get stuck, because we have the Six of Cups in the reverse position. It's like, this is, the Six of Cups is nostalgic energy. It's like you're, you know, seeing your life as in what you thought it was going to be. And because it hasn't worked out, it's kept you stuck. And that's what this is all about. It's like, just because it didn't work out one way doesn't mean it's not going to work out in another way. What you're going to get is always what has been meant for you, because what's meant for you will never pass you by. So it's kind of like, we can envision what we're hoping for, but Spirit always has a plan. And what we envision and what that plan is that Spirit has, I can bet you anything that Spirit's plan is a heck of a lot better than what we've ever envisioned. You know, because we think in our mind that we're only able to have you know, a certain amount of abundance, when really abundance is plentiful in spirit world. And so it's like, you're needing to open up yourself to, again, the possibilities that are around you, and see that, you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to do is going to happen. See, opening up. Whereas, you know, like you're in need to expand your horizons. Like, you're sitting here wondering what you're going to do. And when I see this in the Three of Wands in the reverse position, it's like there's a need to open up, because it's like, yeah, I'm open, but you're really not. You know, like, you're thinking you're open, but in the back of your mind, you have that doubt, and you're needing to release that doubt and embrace more of, you know, take this step back and look at, you know, like, yeah, that did happen, but yeah, it might not necessarily have, you know, worked out in the way that I thought, but it did happen, you know, because like for myself personally, in my regular job, not my YouTube channel with my readings, talking about, you know, I have an office job is what I'm trying to say. And I always thought that I would be working in a certain area, which is finance, for the duration, for the rest of my career. I was going to retire from there. And then it changed. And now I'm doing something totally different than what I expected. But it's kind of like, you know, and being, you know, an office manager now, I never expected myself to be an office manager. I was always an auditor. See, it's kind of like it opened me up to something that I never expected. And it's given me more opportunities personally to open up to my spiritual gifts. And that's how YouTube came about. So it's kind of like I was keeping myself stuck because of the fact that I thought that was where I was supposed to be. Whereas things happened, things changed that moved me in another direction to the job I am now, which opened me up to what I'm doing today. So it's like, and at one point I was upset that that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here, you know. And then once we take that step back and we see, well, if I didn't make that move, I wouldn't be able to be here where I am right now. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like you're thinking that you only can have this one dream or this one vision. And it's like, no, anything is possible. Open yourself up. And just because this one thing couldn't happen in the way that you thought doesn't necessarily mean like all bets are off and everything's off the table. It means that there's something else out there that is actually where your true happiness lies. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like you're just needing to see that way forward and to realize that, like, you know, like what you're doing might feel uncomfortable. It might feel that, like, am I even on the right path? Is this the way forward? I never thought I would be here. You know, that's when you're, again, we go back to that meditation. It's like, you know, like, go within and ask the questions, and Spirit will guide you in the right direction. And yeah, see, the moon is in the reverse position, which is good, because the moon, when it's in the upright, is about secrets, and it's about hidden things, and it's about not seeing clearly. And, you know, and it, yes, the moon is also attached to our intuition and to our dreams. But I mean, like, think about it. If you're not seeing clearly, how could you understand your own dreams when you have them at night? How can you hear your own intuition if you're not hearing, you know, if you're not seeing and hearing clearly? So it's like by opening yourself up to all that's around you and the possibilities, you're going to see things differently. Like, to, you know, to go back to what I was saying, that job that you thought that you were going to be in for the rest of your life, in that time when you were in it, that was where you were supposed to be. But then when that other opportunity opened up, it was like that's where you needed to go, because that was like the jumping point for the next opportunity. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like we have to always, you know, you're like continuing to level up. And by us leveling up throughout our life, you know, we're able to expand ourselves. And, you know, it's kind of like, again, by leveling up, it opens us up to more opportunities and situations that we never even thought were possible. And there's that collaboration with Spirit. Spirit's trying to, like, show you, like, hey, there's a better way of doing this. Like, you're not going to achieve your dreams that way. Come this way, kind of thing. Like, that's how I'm feeling. It's like you're needing to embrace more of your spiritual side here with the High Priestess. And by doing so, it'll help you. And if not, again, you're really not going to see much movement. You know, you might get there eventually, or you might not get there at all. Because if you don't think you can do it, and you can't, and because something else didn't happen and you just stop altogether, how are you going to get there? You see what I'm saying? And there's the Two of Cups. It's like the Two of Cups is about soulmates, and it's about partnerships, and it's also about working together. And we have this Three of Pentacles here. It's like working together. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, reciprocity, working together, balancing out. See the scale there in his hand. You're thinking that you know, like, this is the only way forward. This, you know, and it's like opportunities, meaning working with other people, partnerships, new adventures. It's like you're needing to open yourself up is what I keep feeling. There's a need to open yourself up. What energy is working against you right now as to why you're not able to open up? Let's see. What's this energy? We have debilitated with discomfort. See how this card has two pathways? It's like you're staying on two staircases, rather. You're staying on the staircase that is comfortable. You're staying, you know, to go back to my scenario of when I was talking about my job. You're staying in the job that's comfortable, even though you're slowly being pushed out by Spirit. It's like that's not where you're supposed to be. You might think it's comfortable, but that's not where you're supposed to be. And you're needing to go the other way, which, again, might be uncomfortable, because you see how it's like discomfort, right? It might be uncomfortable, but you're needing to move there in order to help you to open up to these other possibilities, because, again, Spirit has a plan for you. And by you taking that leap of faith, because think about the Fool's journey. Go back to the Fool card, right? Think about the Fool, right? The Fool is setting out with just a backpack and his dog. You know, everything in that backpack is everything he or she is taking with them, right? And the thing is that there ain't nothing much in that little backpack now, is there? And the Fool doesn't know what's going to happen. The Fool is just taking that leap of faith and, you know, and hoping to God, he's going to be all right when he jumps off that cliff, right? But the Fool has faith. They know that they can trust in all possibilities, that it's all going to be okay. That's what the Fool's journey is all about. And that's what this is about for you. It's like taking the leap of faith into the unknown and trusting that it's going to be okay. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, you're not going to have the comforts of your familiar surroundings with you because you're needing to take everything that'll fit in that little backpack, right? So it's kind of like you're just needing to trust in yourself, in your own, intuition, as far as, like trusting in the divine, trusting in yourself, trusting in that knowledge and that experience and that wisdom that you're also taking with you in that little backpack. And then we have the 12th house with introspection. Exactly. Taking the look. That's what I was just talking. You're needing to take a look at this and to see the way. That's how you're going to see the way forward. Because it's kind of like right now you're thinking, like a quick glance, right? The way forward is the comfortable way. And actually the way forward is the uncomfortable way. And we have Virgo with digest. Take it in, like digest it, like look at it. Like pick it apart if you need to, and just like, and when, like process it. Think about, like, if I stay here and it's like it's all just crumbling around you, right? Because like I said, when I left that job, I had to leave it because it was crumbling around me. It was like everything was going wrong for me. I was not happy, and I needed to leave. I needed to go, as much as like my soul, was calling me to go. My ego was like, oh God, what are you getting yourself into? That you've never even done that kind of work before, but I needed to move. Do you see what I mean? We have Venus with beloved. Venus is about our relationships. And it's about what, like how we want to be treated as well, and how we treat others. And it's like, if you're not happy, you're not going to have, like that happiness isn't going to come out of you, right? The happiness, like your sadness, your uncomfortableness, your, like need to do something differently, it's like by changing things, it'll help you to, feel better overall. And then we have Scorpio at the bottom of the deck with investigate. Yeah, it's like look at things differently. Investigate, right? Look at things differently. Look at that uncomfortable path. See what it's all about. Because if this is about, like leaving a situation, leaving a job, leaving a relationship, think about it in the sense of the way forward, as far as how is it going to be different if I'm not unhappy? If I'm happier by seeking out the unknown, it's like, think about like that, the beginner's mind of a fresh start, a new beginning, and not having to deal with, the BS that you've been dealing with because you're in an uncomfortable, unhappy situation. Think about the other way forward, the new way forward. Think about the possibilities rather than, what you're not going to be, like seeing or doing anymore, right? Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be all alone. You know, like if you're thinking just because you take another pathway, you're going to be all alone, that's not the case either. It doesn't have to be that way. And we have blessing in disguise, trust, revaluation, significance, surprise. This change, this uncomfortableness that you're going to feel once you change your direction, it's a blessing in disguise, and you're going to be able to see it, just like I said about myself, right? That's why I tell my little stories about me. You know, it's like it's going to help somebody else to understand what I'm trying to say. It's like giving you some insight into who I am, as well as to help you with insight into your situation. So these changes are scary, but they're also a blessing in disguise. And then we have Zadkiel Purple. Destiny, pride, consciousness, forgiveness. It's almost, you know how like we feel as though at times we don't deserve to be happy, because let's just say, you know, we're like, why me? Like, look what I've done, or what, you know, like, what's the difference between me and them? You know, it's kind of like our ego will get in there and tell us that it's not, you know, that's not you. That's not where you're supposed to be going. You're supposed to be here. It's like you have to not listen to your ego, because our ego is thinking it's trying to protect us. And what Spirit is saying is that this way forward, you might not think that it's you, but it truly is you. It's your destined path. Spirit relationships, intuition, connection, signs, inspiration. You remember when I was talking about you working with Spirit? You really need to lean into that and to trust your guides and your angels right now, because that's going to help you to be able to trust yourself, to be able to trust your, you know, within your intuition, because it's kind of like by releasing whatever's blocking us, whatever negative energy, you know, that like I was talking about with the ego, that by releasing that and getting more in touch with yourself, and you developing your relationship with your spirit team, it's going to help you through this transformation. See the butterfly here, right? Opening up your third eye, getting in touch with the divine, trusting in yourself, trusting that this way forward on the new path is the way to go, versus falling back into that ego mind, you know, of like, no, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. You know, it's like we all have a mission here on planet Earth. You know, we are all here and we have a divine purpose. And what Spirit is saying is now is the time for you to embrace this. And yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable at first, but this is the way forward. This is the way that you're supposed to be going, and this is where you need to be. And then to trust within them, trust in your relationship with Spirit, that all is well and all is possible, and everything is happening for a reason. Just trust that the reason is Spirit's plan for you, which is always for your best and highest good. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. I do hope this reading has helped you and it's given you the insight that you were seeking at this time. If you like my content, I do hope that you consider subscribing. And if you have already, thank you very much. And don't forget to like and share and comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And also, don't forget the bell so you're notified of your next reading. And I look forward to seeing you then. Take care and have a blessed day.